So what brings you two together is the Two of Wands, and the obstacles that you face has to do with the Queen of Pentacles. Independent individuals working together. See, I think you guys work really good together, but have a hard time working. You guys do really good working together, but have a hard time. Oh no, you guys do really good working separately, but have a hard time working together. And I think that's a little bit of the issue, only because you guys are both coming from very independent backgrounds. Now, the relationship for this individual, just typically, this would be you, Scorpio. This is the side that I would read for my clients, but you feel free to go ahead and pick the side here if that resonates with you the most. But this person here, or Scorpio, the attitude in which the person's going into it is like focused, driven, so looking at ways to grow the relationship. They're really putting in the effort, right? They're putting in elbow grease, really working hard to really make the relationship work. They're dedicated. That's dedication I see right here. Person is focused. Now, the other person definitely sees this opportunity as a second chance. Perhaps with the other person, like I was saying before, like I said, this doesn't have to be a new person that comes in this relationship. This could be a pre-existing relationship, and I think that's the situation right now. Somebody is rekindling an old flame with their partner, or they're starting over, starting fresh with their partnerships. And I kind of get that sense, right? Somebody may be feeling that way. And I like, that'd be cool. Or maybe somebody is, right? But this is also another opportunity, right? In which maybe they feel like falling in love or being in a relationship was done and done, gone and done, not happening. And I think that this is the situation that they're coming to realize, is that that's not the case. Love is definitely underway. And I think they're realizing that this, despite other, the other situations that may have come through, they have grown an exponential bit. They have new experiences. They have different techniques and styles in which they can take from last old relationships and their new, and as well as their boundaries, their perspectives of their own self. They're taking that into this new relationship. And I feel like they see this judgment energy. Yeah, it can usually be very difficult, because I think this is also recognizing that this is a new opportunity at something, and they have to approach it in a different way. So, Scorpio, this could be your side too, to be honest with you, because we're starting out with Pluto energy as this person's headspace, but this person's dedicated, focused. They're tunnel visioning this relationship, like in the sense of like they're working on it. They're just working on building it and putting time in and putting in all the effort. Now, how this since this other person's come from a place of regeneration, in the sense of like Phoenix rise for the ashes and new opportunities come underway. This person is coming off and they're showing that loving energy. They can sense that relationship is strong, and that's what they're kind of wearing on their shoulders. This is like they feel like this person is a really, a really what am I trying to say? Like, this relationship that they have, this connection that they have, is profound, more so than anything. I think this other person is very much showing that this relationship is one hell of a relationship. It's very, very powerful. It's very potent, very strong. And I think that this person, this feels like a life-changing experience for them, because this is a very strong connection that they feel for the other person. And this other person sees this as a new opportunity to start something, and legitimately start something like towards growth in the best way possible, financial, committal, all that. The Ace of Pentacles talks about this offer, or this potential of of a settling down situation, like really working to settle down to make something long term happen. And I feel like this is a pretty doggone amazing combination here, the Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles, because this person's looking to really cement the relationship. They want to take steps towards cementing the relationship. Not starting out saying, let's get married, but they're really wanting to make the steps towards seeing, to making a foundation strong enough that it can support a marriage. It can support kids later on. And that's being said, the reason why they see this is because they have ultimate control of themselves. They've gotten balance in their self, in their situation, and I feel like they see this situation as a victory, like a victory as from how they feel, right? What they feel and what they know, what they can achieve. That's all of these things all of a sudden seem possible, because that balance of what they want and what they believe is balanced together. Like it's excellent. So I think the Chariot here could indicate that this person's is Cancer. Could Could be. This is Gemini. Like I said, this is Plutonian energy, so it could be a Scorpio. But I feel like, despite the whole sign stuff, right? This person's really strong. Like feels really strong, feels really empowered, and they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and they're using those to their advantage here. And I feel like because they feel like they're in control of themselves, they are feeling like with their willpower pushing forward. They have excellent willpower, by the way. That force is going to carry the relationship on their end, their 50. That's going to hold their 50% of the relationship, the integrity. Now, what's interesting about this other person's foundation, though, where they're coming from, why they have the lovers in the judgment card coming up as their cards for the placements that they have, is because of the Three of Wands. And I feel like it's because they have manifested this individual, they manifested this situation. And like I said, manifesting a person is not manifestation, it's conjuring. And conjuring, that's magic that I don't dabble in and I don't agree with at all. But I do feel like this person was coming from a place of desire and want in regards to what they wanted to feel in regards to a relationship in general, what they would feel like in love. And I feel like this person may have manifested this. The reason why this person is, it's definitely a big change in their life. It's a new opportunity, and they feel a profound connection here. They feel like a great deal of love. It's because this is something that they've been manifesting, they've been working towards, they've been doing a lot of work towards, and they finally got that back, or they're finally seeing the results of their labor come into fruition. But what's brought these two together, what's brought you two together, is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands talks about choosing a path or a certain direction and taking action on that path. But the challenge that you guys face is the Queen of Pentacles, which doesn't really necessarily look like a challenge to me. It kind of actually looks like more of it doesn't look like like both parties are having a hard time with committing to something, because I think this person doesn't seem like they have a problem with commitment at all. They see this as a new beginning. They're showing this as a new beginning. They're taking their time. They're doing the hard work, but they're really putting in the effort and the time to it. They're not rushing anything. The Chariot, they come from a time where they have been rushed. Perhaps things were moving really too fast, and they really want to make this work. They really want to make it right. And I feel like they want to take their time within. They really want this to grow, and they really want to really put real morals and everything into this. And I feel like the other person, on the other hand, I don't think this person is necessarily speeding this thing up or trying to, but I think they're trying to just kind of absorb the information that they got. Considering that they have two major arcanas here, they're really trying to, bounce their head and their heart in a sense too. They're trying to, I feel like, if anything, they're learning to accept this feeling of love, accept this connection more so than anything. Because this is something that they've been wanting for some time, I feel. Now, what's interesting is your underlying energy is the Five of Wands. Why? Because of the Five of Swords. And that's interesting right there, because that talks about conflict and confrontation. And it's because of selfishness, or perhaps this is some sort of sacrifice, of figuring out whether or not this is something that they want. This person here is dedicated and ready to go and committed. This person, I would say, probably not very much committed. They feel the profound connection, but they also remember a time where things may not have worked out. This is a really big decision this person has to make, which is why the conflict is coming up. And I feel like even though this person is working very hard and showing their worth, and they're really making it happen, they're putting the time in, they're doing the best that they can on their 50, this person is not putting in the whole 50 yet, because they still have to figure out if they're going to accept the feelings that they feel and go with the connection, or if they're going to listen to their mind, which is the fears and perhaps the other stuff, the other perspectives that they've gotten from last relationships, and perhaps push this opportunity away. That's up to them, that we won't necessarily know. But the thing is that they have a decision to make, and I think that it's not waiting for things to come in. I think it's about making the decision to go for it, to fully commit to it. I think they have already discovered the feelings that they have for you, or you have discovered the feelings that you have for them. But now it's about the committing aspect, putting in the work, really dedicating the self to this relationship, either yourself or themselves. And that's the conflict. That's the Five of Swords. That's the Five of Wands, Five of Swords dynamics. Like, finding their true selves in the situation, right? Trying to figure out their own individuality, their own authenticity, their true personality, right? Kind of getting to understand themselves at the same time, really trying to figure out if this sacrifice of going along with this relationship, right? Because they believe it's a sacrifice, and to them it is. They sacrificing something, you know, if it's worth this, you know, the work, if it's worth the effort, all of the effort that it will come with this. Wow, very interesting reading this time around. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, the Thinker, C4. I knew this was a thinking card. I knew the thinking card was going to come up. Something in regards to wait and see. And it's like, be careful not to overthink the thing. That's the real message I'm getting from that. Because usually it talks about take your time, think things through. Don't rush to make the decision. It's like, you know, sometimes you just got to take your time with it. Actuality is, be very careful. Because judgment is very similar to Two of Wands. It's immediate action, right? You're very close to immediate action, or acting according to faith, your new self, your new truth, right? And the more time you spend on it, the more and more you're letting the opportunity slip away. And of course it says to make the right decision for you, take your time as well, but there's also to monitor your thinking, making sure that thinking isn't you procrastinating and conjuring up reasons to fail or to not to succeed in a situation, instead of kind of coming up with real reasons to consider the relationship, right? And most importantly, thinking and making sure that that's real thinking and not, you know, procrastinating, and procrastinating not in the sense of like you just don't want to make a decision right now, yada yada, but more of like, you're just too afraid to make it, so you're just kind of just sitting on it, you know what I mean? Don't let time dictate whether or not you do something or not. Okay, you want to be that person that's in control to make that decision, and in order for that to happen, you have to take control. This person here, you know what I mean? And if this is you, Scorpio, then the best thing you can do is to handle your business, to just do you, right? I don't know if you see this relationship as work. I think you see this as a new beginning, and as a new partnership, and really wanting to put some work into it. I feel like this other person, though, may be taking their time. The last thing that anybody wants to do is sit too long on a situation. There's not much more to think about it, right? Don't let the other stuff kind of cloud your judgment. And I feel like that moving forward, that will encourage, that will help and grow and, create beautiful things. But it's not the independence, I think, that's really what's causing the person to kind of think about things. But it's the dedication. It's the comfort that they will feel being in a relationship. I think that's the biggest thing. And committing to it. Again, trying again. All over again with a relationship. Seeing if it's worth it. But be careful not to think too long, guys.